Hello, welcome. It's Pauline here from PQW, and it's our final Toots on Tuesday, but Joey's not here. Where is Joey? I think she's putting that final stitch in her binding, because I think she's hand stitched it down. Joey, are you finished?
I am finished, Pauline.
Are you
I'm
finished?
so excited.
Oh, look at you. Oh, look at this. Turn around, turn around. Wow, doesn't that look so good? You wear that well. That is beautiful.
I can't believe
Congratulations.
it's finished.
And you did say you were hand stitching the binding down, which I think is awesome for a beginner.
Yeah, so hand stitching the binding is really quite a relaxing thing to do. It's like doing a hem stitch.
Exactly.
At the bottom, of a dress or something, you want an invisible stitch. You're just picking up a little bit of the quilt and a little bit of the binding and just looping it around.
Oh, nice.
Very
nice.
relaxing.
It is just beautiful. Let's put it out here so we can all look at it. Wow, and doesn't that binding really suit it beautifully?
Doesn't it look nice?
You've done an awesome job, and you've got lovely mitered corners. Look at this.
Well, that's thanks to that wonderful ruler.
Yeah.
The
Duo tool.
The Duo tool,
Yeah,
that's the one.
right. That's the one that you
It's
use
just
for
there,
that.
yes.
It's in its packet still. Yeah, it's really makes it easy, doesn't it?
It does. Let's put it the right way. Upside down, Miss Jane.
Yeah, so you use that to cut the strips
Yes.
and to join
So
the
you can join them
45.
perfectly well and get the whole strip for the edge of the quilt done. And
Really
it's just such
wonderful.
a clever tool. It's one of the better ones, I think. It's one of the most clever ones.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, it's I always had trouble joining the binding, and that's why we designed this to make it easy. And you can't even see where the end join is compared to
No,
the other joints.
I can't remember where they are now.
You won't. It just buries itself in.
Oh, I think there it is, but you really wouldn't know.
No, well, good
you can
on
only
you.
just feel the edge of it there.
So, did you enjoy the process?
What a wonderful process it was, and how far we've come. What a journey.
How far you've come. And you know what? The good thing is we're getting nice photos coming in from the viewers out there that some people have been making the blocks.
I feel so proud when I see that. I think these people are just enjoying our process and actually taking it all on board and making something for themselves.
Well, yeah, and as you know, you could have made this into a much bigger quilt, and I'm sure you'll go on to make bigger quilts.
Yes.
It's just, I think once the bug gets you, it gets you. So let's just do a little review of what we did.
Where did we start?
Where did we
Way
start?
back. How long ago was it?
Well, it was a long time ago.
I think it's nearly a year, I think.
Well, I think it possibly is nearly a year. But we first of all started out, it was like a mystery. You had no idea what you were going to make.
We started with zero.
That's
Blank
exactly
slate.
right. I had a little bit of a plan, but my plan as we developed on changed, as it always does with my quilts. But we started out choosing your beautiful fabrics. You know, you got into my stash and you chose. And like I must say, there's hardly any left. And as everybody knows that's been viewing it, we did run out of
We did.
Of some fabrics,
we did
like-
actually have to go and try and find
some more backing.
some more backing, which we were very, very lucky to find.
And that's the good thing about travelling around and visiting different quilt shops, isn't it? The chicken, you never know what you find. But yeah, we started with the background fabric, which we completely ran out of to do one of the big triangles. We had to trim back. And then you found this beautiful fabric and you chose from that. And then you started choosing all the different bits and pieces.
That pull those colours out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
And look how well it does. You can just see it even just sitting
Works
there.
beautifully. And then we chose, you chose this one for the bias to do all your edging there. So yes, it went on and on and on. So we drew up a plan and we worked with this diagram here, and that we went through and we used this basket one, and we chose. I suggested you number your fabrics and choose them and number them here, so you knew where you were going to use
that
them.
was so handy when it came to putting it together, because you can get a little bit lost and confused. But if you've
Absolutely.
actually decided what you're doing, mark it out on your plan, then it's so much simpler to do. And this plan we can download from our website.
That's exactly right.
It comes along with the pieced templates.
That's
doesn't it?
right. That's exactly right. And then we used the mini cutter to cut out with, and we used the fork pins.
The fork pins to get your points exactly right on your little squares.
Exactly. And you use the flower head pins to prepare your fabric. You know, when we folded it, we talked about folding it and getting it all right before you did the first cut. And then you didn't have to keep refolding
And
it as
that
you went
came
through.
in so handy when we needed to cut more fabric, because we went and grabbed that fabric and it was still pinned and folded exactly the way we needed it to be.
So we got very little waste, didn't
That's
we?
right, that's right.
Yeah, so then we moved on and we used this gorgeous template set, which we call set H.
Or I call the bunny ears
You did. You
to
did.
make this beautiful.
Yeah, well, we used that for the applique, this one here, for the applique. And then we used these cutouts here to do this
To
applique.
do this one.
And then we did the beautiful bias, and we used the, where have they gone? Oh, over here. We used the Sasha collection.
Of course,
We used these to make the bias,
so we use the really small one, don't we?
the 1/4 inch.
The 1/4 inch one to make the bias.
That's it. And then we use the wider ones to make your sashing. And then we use the 1.25 inch to make your binding. So they're very usable for everything. And, you know, we put this together in our Between the Block Quilt As You Go technique. So in the book, in our Quilt As You Go book, is that technique for everybody to learn. So it's towards the back, over, yeah, keep going.
Bit more, bit more.
Keep going. Over here. This is the back-to-back technique, and then over here is the between the block technique. So anybody can learn all the little finer points by reading the book.
And we did a little bit of back-to-back technique when we joined here, didn't we?
Good girl, we did, we did. Between the block here, back to back here.
How wonderful. We have actually really covered on a lot of different techniques to do this quilt.
Absolutely. So remember we did a little sample because
I do remember that one.
we wanted to get your tension right. So we've written down, we fiddled till we got the tension right. Then we fiddled, well not fiddled, but we adjusted till we got the width and the length of the blanket stitch right. And we can see on the back where you had to keep adjusting.
So here, yes, you can see it's not quite right here until we get to here, and it's really perfect. You can see the difference there.
And you know, you'll have that sample now for any time you want to do blanket stitch. You'll know what your tensions and everything have to be. So, you know, keep this because it'll
We've
be...
even written the number stitch that we used that is appropriate for the machine that we were using.
That's
so.
exactly right. Yeah, so that's a very important step. So we did use the 3-in-1 workboard.
Quite a lot.
We use that all the time because, you know, I think it's become one of your favourite tools too.
I love
hasn't
it. I've
Yeah.
got the bigger one at home,
Right,
and it's
okay.
really great.
Yeah, they're really fantastic. We used the monopoly thread in when we did the applique.
And these stitches here
Exactly.
are monopoly.
When we quilted, because then we didn't have to keep changing thread all the time.
Don't have to match the colour
We used the bowhin marking pencil,
every single day.
yeah, which is fabulous. And of course, a good unpicker and an tapered tailor's awl. They're another 2 tools that you used all the time.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and the superior titanium top stitch needles.
Just everything. We use
Everything. Well, that's a little package, and if anybody out there, they could bundle it up on our website and get yourself a whole package. And you've got all the right tools, and I think the tools did make your job very easy, didn't it?
It's all about the tools, Pauline.
It is.
Really is. It's tools and techniques, and that's what makes it achievable for anybody. If you know how to sew with a sewing machine, you can do all of this.
And that's exactly there's no reason why there's anybody out there that couldn't make this quilt step by step with you as a little tool to be able to, even if they didn't make the quilt, I'm sure there's lots of hints and tips that they've picked up as well as you as we've gone through.
Well, these techniques apply to any applique. These joining techniques apply to any quilt that you're making. It's not just this design that all of these tips and techniques are good for.
And like a lot of the hints and tips that I gave you are not rules. They're just my hints and tips that I've found work well for me over the years. You know, and I've had to struggle through it and try and find the best way of doing things. And hopefully passing it on to yourself and all our viewers out there. It's helped everybody. So
I think from the comments that we've been getting on the videos,
lovely.
the people out there are really taking a lot of this on board, and obviously we're seeing some of those examples come through of what
and we'd
they're
love
doing.
to see a lot more. Like this, you know, like this is there for everybody to watch for ever and a day now. So, you know, anytime that anybody wants to tune into our YouTube channel and watch every one of these episodes, it is a long one.
It's there. 18 episodes in total.
So it's a lot. You know, this one is a surprise one because we had to give you time to get this lovely binding done.
We thought we were finishing at 17, but
No,
no.
we went on to 18. So we really thank everybody for all those lovely comments and viewing with us and encouraging us and encouraging you, because the comments were great to you. Remember when that customer brought that star
That gold star
to me
I
at the
was
show?
so happy with that.
So it's really lovely. So I think, you know, you can have all your stars back now.
Oh, thank you.
You can have them all back because you've done an
Pauline.
awesome job. Awesome job. So I was just noticing here, it's a bit fluffy here. Bit fluffy in here.
Yep.
So I think that's from a little bit of lack of quilting in that area because it's puffing out a bit. So if that annoyed you at any stage, you could come back with one of the templates and mark a quilting design in here and go back and quilt that, and that will settle
And
that
that
down.
will flat that,
That
because
will
it's the
settle it
same on
down.
this part as well.
Yeah,
so.
and it's something that can happen, that there can be a little bit of a lack of quilting in some areas, but don't ever be afraid to go back and settle it down, because you can see these are settling down.
Yes, because they're nice. They've got lots of quilting on there, and the applique actually becomes a quilting part of the quilting, doesn't it? Because it joins the.
Going back and putting, you know, one of these designs over the top
or
of that.
maybe even
That one.
something that's on the back.
Yeah, that would look really good. So whatever, you know, you could come back and just echo quilt.
Ah, see, now I think that's a good idea.
Around in
I think
there.
that you could even do like a corkscrew sort of thing.
You could.
Where you just go and then
Yep.
come in and then.
Look at you.
Ah, see,
Look at
the
you.
ideas are ticking over.
Yeah, so, you know, don't ever think that you can't go back and fix something. Okay? Because now you're confident. You'd learn how to manage this under the machine and do it all. So congratulations.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, good on you, Joey. But I've got a little surprise for you.
Do you? Mm-hmm. More surprises.
always
Well, you're just full of surprises.
So we're going to just, give you a little bit of a surprise.
Okay. Oh, shall I close my eyes?
No. You can keep them open.
And graduating from the University of PQW with the distinction of 5 gold stars, it's Joey.
Where's my diploma?
Congratulations, Joey. You've done so well. Ah, she's got there. And that's it, Joey. You've
We're
done an
done.
amazing job.
We're done.
Graduated
And you know what?
with distinctions.
Distinctions.
Distinctions. And it is now cut.
Cut. Oh. Oh my God.
Too funny. Yeah, okay.
How many hats can we pile on one head?
Well, you never know.